I seen some videos of people just discovering that there's black Scottish people. And I thought, how did we get to 2025 without realising this? But what made it even stranger is that I was in the comments of that video that you seen at the start, and it's actually got nothing to do with the video. I don't know where she's from. She was in Scotland, she was at the tattoo, she was living life, and that was fine. But I was in the comments. Been in Edinburgh twice this year, and on both occasions saw very few Scottish people. So I'm like, how would you know? How would you know how many Scottish people you've seen? Darren here, who's obviously got no videos and no real profile picture, says, get your carer to explain. And I says, no, you explain. How can you tell if somebody's Scottish just by looking at them? So this person up here says, it's pretty obvious who locals are, I live here. How's it obvious? When I go into Glasgow, I don't look around and go, oh, that person over there's for Glasgow. Oh, that person over there's for Aberdeen. How are you supposed to tell? Like, I don't understand. So the person underneath was like, probably when they're having conversations. And I was like, right, okay, sometimes when you're walking about you'll hear people speak, but in the grand scheme of things, you don't really hear that many conversations. Not to mention the fact that I have worked with so many people over the years, mainly Polish and Lithuanian, who have got Scottish accents. I've worked with Polish people who have got American accents, and I've said to them, oh, where in America are you from? And they've said, oh, I'm Polish. But they've got an accent because they learned how to speak English watching films. So even if somebody's got a Scottish accent, it doesn't automatically mean that they're Scottish, right? But that's not even the problem. I was wondering how you're supposed to look at somebody and be able to tell if they're Scottish or not. So one of them says, oh, we're normally pasty white and we lack vitamin D. And I was like, but that's not true, is it? Because not all Scottish people are white. Literally the day I was out with my friend, our mum's Indian. Our dad was born in Scotland, but his mum and dad's Indian, and she's Scottish because she was born in Scotland. If you looked at her, you would possibly think she was Indian. I've got another friend whose mum was born in Beijing. I don't know about her dad, but she's married to a Nigerian and she's got a daughter who was born in Scotland and she's Scottish. Now, would you look at her straight away and instantly think she's Scottish? No. But she is. So there's no possible way for you to look around and point to people and say, oh, they're Scottish, they're Scottish, they're Scottish. There's literally no possible way. If there is, let me know in the comments. Then somebody says they don't look like tourists, and somebody else says, oh, they're not doing touristy things. I go to Edinburgh and do touristy things. I go to Glasgow and do touristy things. I'm still Scottish. I've been in Coatbridge and done touristy things. What the fuck? It makes no sense. And okay, it's bad enough that people in America or other countries didn't realise that there was black Scottish people. They've probably never really had to think about it. But it's even worse when you've got people who live in Scotland who are claiming that they can look across the street and tell just like that if somebody's Scottish or not. And before anybody even says, oh, if your friend's mum's Indian, then she's not Scottish, she's Indian, then in that case, there is no such thing as a white American. So, don't even fucking get me started on it, honest to fuck. Sometimes I wonder if people are still living in comedy shows for the 1970s when they used to talk about French people and they'd walk in with the stripy top, the moustache, the beret, the French bread and be like, ha he ha he ha. Because guess what? That is a stereotype. That is not how French people are, unless it is literally their job or their aesthetic to look that way. You're not going to walk about and go, oh look, there's that French guy with a stripy top on and his fucking baguette. And when Scottish people have got that attitude, it's no fucking wonder that people around the world didn't realise that there's black Scottish people. Rant over. Actually, rant that over because I just remembered this fucking ridiculous comment that I got that said something along the lines of, honestly, your name suits your personality. Seems if someone told you the sky was blue, you would argue it was light blue with white clouds. It's not the same though, is it? It's not the same, because when I was out with my friend today whose parents are Indian and she looks Indian, she was born in Scotland so she's Scottish. I'm not arguing for the sake of it. It's just facts. You cannot look around and know if somebody's Scottish or not. Fucking idiots.